All right, man. Now we checking the levels. Yeah, man. We got the levels. All right, man. You know what this means? I think it's time we get irie with another episode of the Shedtime podcast. Boop, boop.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
All right, that might have been in bad taste, and I don't care.
I was just gonna say, like,
Dude, that was
I
all
was
out of
really on the
love,
line
bro.
with that whole thing.
That was all out of love. There was no hatred behind that whatsoever.
100%, I agree. 100% out of love and respect and reverence. God damn, it is good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Feels good. Feels real good. Wow, man, it's been a heck of a week, and I'm just glad to finally be back in the shed, kicking it with the homies. And I tell you what, I've needed this Sunday. It's been a lot this week. How are you guys doing?
I'm
Dude,
alright.
it's been rough for me the past few weeks, bro, to be honest. But I will say it's good to be home. For those that didn't know, I was out of town for some family things, which I'm sure some could probably just figure it out. But I just don't want to get into it. But yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks, boys, but got to go see some family that I haven't seen in some time, which was, nice. It was bittersweet, for circumstances. Other than that, I'm just kind of trying to recoup from travels and flights and all that good stuff. So I'll be ready to hit the ground running on Monday when I got to get back to work,
I think you had said something earlier when we were all chatting that made me chuckle though about all that, which is that like even your extended family is like, yeah,
Yeah,
James is the weed guy.
I don't know. Maybe I smelled like it. That could have been a thing.
I mean, they're family. Like, I assume that there's a possibility that people have like talked about it at some level.
I'm sure. I don't know. My dad probably said something, which cool, whatever. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what
the
I mean?
man's a walking encyclopedia of weed.
You know what am I gonna expect? You know what I mean? I publicly do a podcast talking about weed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Someone is gonna stumble across this at some point in time that may or may not know me, and eventually, whatever. It is what it is. I don't really fucking care. I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, I enjoy that there are people like us in this world who
But
are walking encyclopedias of
Part
weed.
of it, I think, is also because I'm a dude from California. You know what I mean? How long has it been legal in California? Who's known to have some of the best weed in the United States? California. So everybody thinks weed. A lot of them think California. You know what I mean? Not only that, but I'm like I wouldn't say a younger guy, but I'm
You're
Did-
hip.
yeah.
You're with
I
it.
see I my style kind of maybe seems, I don't know. Whatever.
Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it's good that we have people in this world like you and myself out here who,
But no,
who
dude,
are
what
like
was-
full of this knowledge. You know what I mean?
What
Like
was the
people
funniest
need
thing
that.
about it was, though, it were some cousins that I were honestly kind of weren't expecting to ask. You know what I mean? Which also made it even more funny. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
Because they're like the older ones, like they all have kids. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the young, more like party crowd that was like, oh, let's go see if cousin James got the stuff. It was like, no, like hey, so like later on tonight, like when the kids are, kind of, you know what I mean? You got a little, I'm like, it was just funny, dude. It was funny.
I love that. I love that. Like we had a moment like that where like somebody of like that older generation had come into our store and they were like, yeah, I'd like to buy some probiotics. And we're like, did you mean weed?
Just say it, man. You're already in the weed shop.
Like, yeah, like it's no big deal now. It's like, do you walk into the liquor store like, I'd
Do
like
you
to
guys
buy
sell liquor?
some, you know, drinks to wet my whistle,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Do you know
Like,
what? One thing with it's weird. Like I don't know how it is down for you guys, right? But like up here, it's this way. So I guess I'll find out in a moment. I've always thought it was really strange that when you go to like the liquor store, they don't have fucking mix. Like you can get like pre-made mixes. Like you can buy like a whatever, like a fancy kind of mixer, but they don't have like 2 liters of Coke or like 7 Up or tonic water
oh, that's
or
totally
cranberry
common
juice.
here.
Yeah,
Do you
here
guys
it's
have that? Do you guys have that at the
a
liquor
lot of.
stores?
Well, here's the thing. Here, a lot of liquor stores are more like convenience stores, where it's like they have all the liquor and all that stuff, but they also have like chips and candy and sodas and energy drinks and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's weird because like in California, it's specifically kind of feel like it's like this. There's probably other places. There's not like really liquor. There's a couple liquor specific shops that you go to, and all they have is liquor. But even then, like out here, they may have like a small, you know, um, like one of those small refrigerator where you open the door and they might have like a little soda selection. But yeah, I don't really see them like carrying like maybe like some sort of juices or anything like that.
Oh, I have like I'm immediately like every liquor store within like a 2 mile radius of my house, and there's at least 4 or 5 of them because Massachusetts is like that. Um, all of them, you can get 2 liters of any soda, both Pepsi's and Coke products. They're both readily available. There usually is a chip rack. Because I mean, these are great upsells. You know what I mean? Like you buy a bottle of rum. Why don't you get some Coca Cola? Rum and Coke. Yeah, there you go. Just get it all right here. You're gonna need some chips because you're gonna need that salt fix while you're drinking. So grab a
Are
bottle.
they kind of like convenience store style,
No,
or
these are
like
like straight up like
they're
as
more
as
just like
we as
strictly
we would
liquor
say
store?
here. These are fucking packies, kid.
Okay.
Oh
They're
yeah,
legit
that's right.
liquor
That's right.
stores.
The packies.
Yeah, like
Yeah, because out here, like I was saying, like most of the liquor stores, they're like liquor stores slash convenience stores. You know what I mean? Like they'll have like a big liquor wall usually behind the fucking counters of all the different shit that they carry, and then they'll have different beers and stuff in the freezers for whatever beer and shit you want to get. And then they'll usually have a couple little those pop-up shelf aisle things in the middle of the shop where they have like some chips, some candy, some like whatever stuff. And
so like
also like
Massachusetts.
part of like the little refrigerator section will have like your sodas, your energy drinks,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of
Like
stuff in it.
Mass has laws where you can't sell liquor in a convenience store, but you can sell beer and wine.
See, and that's the crazy thing, bro, because you can get liquor and stuff at like the drugstores stuff out here in
Yeah,
certain
like you can't do
drugstores.
that here. So like if you go to like I stop at a gas station all the time up here, that's right up the street from me, that like you can walk into there and you can go get, a 6 pack or a 30 rack, a Budweiser or what have you, it's not a huge selection, but they got a decent selection of
Yeah.
beers, and they've also got a small wine selection as well. You can go do that, and there's plenty of those around the state, but you can't buy liquor there. So like,
Dude, that's another thing that's crazy, dude. I've started seeing a few gas stations out here popping up with little fucking liquor walls behind the registers. Your Arcos, if for anybody in California. There's a couple out here that got little fucking liquor selections behind the fucking counters at the gas station.
so let me ask you guys this question, since we're on the topic of liquor stores: do you guys have nips? Little like
The
single
term sounds
shot
Oh yeah,
bottles of
familiar.
yeah, yeah.
liquor.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere out here. You can get those anywhere.
You mean like the airplane, like an airplane bottle?
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah, or like what you'd find like the little mini bar in a hotel room or whatever. Yeah, dude, those are all over the place out here. You can get those at like any liquor store,
Yeah, you can get
any
them at the liquor store
gas
here.
station. Some gas stations, like I was saying, if they've got like maybe a little liquor selection, they'll have them there. Dude, I
yeah,
used to
dude.
get those things all the time and just grab one of those and a little 20 fucking
Little
ounce
20
soda
ounce
pop.
bottle of soda.
Take a
Yep.
sip of the soda to make room for the shot, and then fucking just pour one or two of them in there, depending on how crazy I wanted to get that night.
See, my mom God bless her. Rest in peace, mom. Sorry, I'm going to tell this story. She was, one of those moms who didn't necessarily discourage underage drinking. So, like, in her eyes, it was one of those, like, as long as you're drinking with me under my watch, I'm not worried about it. So, like, there were times she would do, like, we would be going to a restaurant to go have drinks and food with friends, and she'd just buy a couple, like, nips of Captain's or Jack Daniels for me and keep them in her purse. And then, like, I'd order a Coke. And then she just passed me a nip to crack and just spill into my Coke.
Yeah.
So, like, used to do shit like that when I was young. But yeah, like, those
We
things
used
are
to take him
fucking
into the
crazy.
movies, bro, when we go see the movies, because you just get the soda at the fucking thing. As soon as you sit down at
Yeah,
your seat, it's dark enough, ain't nobody seeing what you're doing. Drop a couple of them in your drink while you're at the movie. So
yo. And of course, like those things are dangerous too, because like around here, Dr. McGillicuddy's is super, super prevalent.
dude,
And
there's a lot of 99 like banana type shit. So like all like the different 99
yep, yep.
selections, dude, they're all
So
over out here. And that was like
Doc
the fucking
McGillicuddy's is just strong schnapps,
schnapps is rough, dude.
dude. But it was perfect for the kids, right? Because like you could just drink bottles of that, and when you came home, it just smelled like you had brushed your teeth or had mouthwash or were chewing some
Yeah,
minty
but dude,
gum.
I can't do it, bro. It was so hard on my fucking stomach, dude.
Oh man, you aren't lying. You aren't lying.
That was one of those like everybody has that one liquor or like those few liquors that they just don't touch anymore for specific reasons. That's one of those ones, bro. I don't do vodka anymore either, because yeah, I remember it was like one of my first times ever really drinking. I was like, I don't know, don't remember. I was young. Let's just
Young and
put it that
dumb,
way.
baby.
Young and dumb. 100% young and dumb on this one, Chris. Because I ended up at like a little hotel party somewhere with a bunch of Mormon kids, bro.
What?
Yeah, oddly enough, that's where I ended up, and
Damn rebellious Mormons.
shit got crazy, bro. Let me tell you that shit got crazy because we really had was just like a big ass like handle of Smirnoff vodka, right,
Oh no.
and red Solo cups, and your boy poured up a full one and drank that shit, dude.
Just drinking
And
straight vodka out of a red Solo cup? Like,
yeah, buddy, bro, I
we
went for
good?
it. I went for it, dude. I don't know. I don't remember how much I drank because at some point in the night, I don't remember anything until the morning. And looking at my phone and seeing I had like 37 something missed calls and a bunch of different voicemails from my dad, I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. When I go home, my dad is going to murder me. This is what this is. I had the worst hangover. I was so sick, dude. So sick. It was bad. It was real bad.
Oh man, dude. eh, I remember, and I will never drink Bacardi Limon because of an incident like that. But that incident
Dude,
was
thinking about it right
awful.
now, it just kind of gave me a headache.
We went to the studio with my friend's band Shattered Souls to go record their new album. And we were all, young guys. I think I was like maybe 16 at the time. The guys in the band, they were all like 18, 19 themselves. So like everybody was really young still. And like, they all blew their money on the studio and buying some booze and shit for while they were in the studio for the weekend. So, okay, you already can tell this isn't going to end well. So the first night we smashed a 30 pack of beers between the band and the few friends that they brought along with us. Got hammered, got into a lot of shenanigans overnight. My buddy and I ended up going to a fucking convenience store and stealing food because we were all hungry and had no money. So like, we got into a lot of shenanigans. But by day two, now we were basically out of food, and the only thing that anybody had to drink was Bacardi Limon. So we spent a whole day on empty stomachs drinking Bacardi Limon. And I got so
Party on, man.
incredibly sick from that liquor that I could never touch it again. That was the first time and only time I ever got alcohol poisoning, and that is hell. I don't
Yeah.
recommend that to anybody.
Dude, isn't like alcohol poisoning basically just when you just puke like crazy? Like, isn't anytime you puke, you're just getting alcohol poisoning?
So, like, true full-on alcohol poisoning is my understanding of it is like you're literally so sick that you have almost flu-like symptoms. It's the body aches, it's the chills,
Yeah.
it's, you know, the vomiting uncontrollably, it's the losing everything inside of you from the other direction uncontrollably. And it was literally like 2 days of hell, like the worst flu ever. That was prior to COVID, of course. But yeah, fucking unreal. Unreal how awful that felt. Sick for 2 days straight. And yeah, I'll never touch Bacardi Limon again because of that night. But now I gotta know, do you have one, Uncle Chris?
Like what, an alcohol poisoning
An alcohol
story?
well, no, an
Or
alcohol
no, a
story
liquor
that
or
you'll
something that you
never
just
go
don't
back
touch
to an
anymore from a
alcohol because of?
yeah.
Um, I don't know. There's like some that I really don't like. Um, I guess like once, I think that like one thing that'll probably always like bring me back to a certain night, and it's just a real fucking rough night. Was it was Fireball whiskey,
Oh god.
Ooh,
and I don't
that
remember
one's
how old I was. I
dangerous.
was in my 20s, so it wasn't like that recent, but I also wasn't like a young buck, I guess. And I remember I had like a Mickey, a Fireball whiskey. So like, you know, like the 375
Yeah, yeah,
milliliter
yeah,
one.
yeah.
And we went out to a bar and we were going pre-drinking before going to like a lacrosse game. So like at the big arena, it was like the Toronto Rock, and it was like for a friend of mine's birthday. It's actually it was like right around this time of year because he's born in January, just like me. And we met up and it was like 5:30. We went to this bar and there was like five of us there, and I think that we drank like five or six pitchers before we left, and then we were like walking towards like the Air Canada Center, which is like where the Maple Leafs and the Raptors play, in this team, the Toronto Rock. And we were going there with our tickets, and we're about to walk in, and I'm like, "Yo, all right, who's gonna fucking do some fireball with me?" And like everyone just tapped out, like nobody was going to. So then I was like, okay." So I just fucking pounded it, and I was already probably like five or six beers in. Um, and I pounded it, and like I'm pretty sure like by the I don't even put it this way. I don't even know if it's quarters, periods, halves. I couldn't tell you because I that's the only game I've ever been to. And I was like blackout drunk before like the first fucking time frame was even done. And I remember leaving. I got like I couldn't even get into the bar. Like I don't remember any of this. Like it's like the smallest like tidbits of what I can remember. And like I remember like I couldn't even get into the bar. And apparently like when they like told me that I wasn't allowed in the bar, I asked why, and they said it's because like I couldn't even walk straight. And apparently I was like, oh, don't worry, like I walk crooked all the time. Like my legs are different lengths. Like that's just the way I walk. And they're like, nah, like you can't come in here. And then I ended up like getting into a cab by myself, going to my friend's house that I had never been to or like had been to once. And I had his keys, and I guess at some point I got there and they got home like 3 hours later, and I was fucking sleeping like two doors down on their stoop. And like I was cold as fuck. I got so fucking sick and there was just puke all over me. Like I was just fucking annihilated. Like because I think that we were smoking joints, and then I just like pounded a fucking Mickey, and I was already like beers into the night, and like I think that like I came from like an hour away because like at the time I was like not even living in the city, and like it was just like this like massive grind to get there because it was like a Friday night and shit. So like I've never really tasted Fireball whiskey after that and not thought of that night, and like it was like probably a lot of fun for a bit. But I think that like the rest of my night was not that much fun. Because like I don't really remember much of it, but I can remember like little bits of it that like weren't pleasant.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like everything up to pounding a bottle of Fireball was great, and
Yeah, everything
then
before that was like a good
everything
time.
took a
Yeah.
hard right turn at the Fireball, and you were like, "Oh, this night sucks."
Yeah. So like that's like one thing that I'm not a huge fan of. I'm also not really a huge fan of tequila. I just for some reason I think that like I must have thrown up numerous times on tequila. So when I taste tequila, like my brain kind of gets triggered and it almost tastes like throw up.
Oh man,
That's what
dude.
You know
vodka
what I
does
mean?
for me.
Yeah,
Oof.
vodka actually, you know what's so funny? I remember, when I was younger, and I used to drink all the time, and I had friends that would drink all the time. Is there'd be like certain buddies that would be like, "Nah, if you see me drinking this, like, tell me to stop," or they'd be like, "If you see me drinking this, like, shit's gonna get fucking like wound up or whatever." And uh, I always found that the shit that made people like wound up, like I used to have friends that'd be like, "Yo, if I'm drinking vodka, like tell me to chill, like it's gonna get fucking ugly." And I would be the person to be like, rum and vodka, which were the people that would always be like, like rum dumb. Like they'd be like, I get just dumb as hell when I drink rum. Like I'll do the dumbest shit possible. Like I don't think about anything. I just fucking do it and then I deal with consequences. For me, it was always like rye whiskey. If I was fucking drinking like rye whiskey, dude, I would be the dude that would be like, you don't think that I could fucking jump off this balcony into that pool? Okay. Like that would be
Oh,
me. You know
dude.
what I mean? But the other shit I'd be like, I'd be just like, nah, I'm way too drunk for that. I'll just break my fucking face.
You're sparking memories for me, Chris. You're
But you know what I
sparking
mean? It's like
memories for me,
certain
dude.
alcohols will make certain people do shit, and like that
I
was like the one for me. I would just be like, fucking, I go crazy. Like not in a bad way. Like I would never be violent, but
Oh
just
yeah,
make the dumbest decisions
I was
possible.
never really a violent guy either, dude. But dude, on a mix, if I was like on a mixture of shit, dude, oh, that was always the worst. But dude, when I back like right after a few years after high school, there had like this group of people I was hanging around with, like my early 20s, and we'd literally every weekend, bro, go to my buddy's house, and his stepdad was like a big Jägermeister guy,
Ooh,
like
yep.
where he had like the little tap or whatever where you hook the bottles up to it and it
Yep.
comes up all nice like ice cold or whatever, and he had the cool little shot glasses for your Jaeger bombs where the Jaeger goes in the center and the monster goes out on the outside and you tip it over and then the Jaeger spills in as you're drinking it, sort of thing. And dude, he was all about the Jaeger bombs, bro. So I'd taken many of Jaeger bombs in my day. And
Can't do that. Ooh.
there's a point where they had a pool in their backyard, and our dumbasses would just get all fucked up at night, and I'd be doing flips and shit off their roof into their pool, all just fucking just shit faced drunk, bro.
Jacked up on Jaeger.
Dude, just
Yeah,
all
this is like
on
I'm gonna just like
Jaeger,
put this like
beers, and all kinds of.
service
This is
announcement
not.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, do
like
not do
don't
any of
drink and
this.
swim. Drinking and
Yeah,
swimming is dangerous. I just want everyone to
don't
not to
do
say that
that.
there's like, really young people in here that are gonna go drinking and go swimming.
No, but it is because you're
Because
not.
hopefully, everybody else has like learned their lessons, but it is dangerous, especially if you're not the greatest swimmer. I've seen people like almost fucking drown because they have that like mentality of like, oh, everyone else is swimming and we're all drunk. Like, I'm gonna go fucking swimming and we're drunk. Like, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, James. I just wanted to like
No, dude.
emphasize that.
But yeah, it was dumb shit for sure, bro. But yeah,
Dude.
that story of you just being like, "Oh, dude, I could jump off this roof. Watch it." That was totally me.
I remember drinking and swimming with friends, and we were at a local pond too, which that's wicked sketchy too, because like it's a big fucking body of natural water. Like there are things underneath that you can get like hung up on and all that kind of shit. Like you don't even have the light of day to see what's underneath you. So like, yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys on that one. Something I don't recommend doing. Go take a shower, please. If you want to be wet and drunk, go take a shower.
At least that way
Oh
you got a wall to
god.
lean up
Yeah,
against.
or like you have like a bunch of friends around and you're in like the lazy river. That'd be cool.
You know what? Kiddie
Getting like
pools.
hammered at a water park would be fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Kiddie pools. That's the answer, man. Just get
Ooh,
you
kiddie
and your
pools.
friends get a whole bunch of kiddie pools and lay out in the backyard in your own little personal kiddie pool and just day drink.
That you know what? That actually makes sense.
Like, there we go. There's the perfect solution. Shedtime podcast solving world problems.
Yeah, man. Fucking I sort of like sometimes I do miss the days of just like getting fucking just hammered, you know what I mean? But like
I
I
just
don't know.
don't miss
I
the
don't know. It's
feeling the
weird.
next day, bro. That's my whole thing. That's why I don't do it. Is because
I
I
also don't
do it.
like, dude, and peeing so much. Like I used to fucking hate you. Just like, especially you're
Oh
drinking
yeah.
beer. Oh my god, it's like, bro, like you just finish a beer and it's like instantly you have like, oh, where can I go take a piss? Especially if you're like out at a bar and you're like waiting, dude, waiting in fucking lines or some bullshit. Oh,
See, like the getting hammered scenario I like in a certain situation, right? Like there was an instance, one of my fond memories, an old family friend of ours, way out in the western part of the state, she was going to raise a small barn in her backyard for storage of, different yard equipment, things like that. And so what she decided to do was she called on a bunch of friends and said, "Hey, I'm going to throw a big barbecue. I need people's help to do this. If you guys will come help me put up this barn, this giant shed basically, uh I'm going to feed you. I'm going to get you all wasted. We're going to have a great fucking time all weekend." So we were like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." All right. So like she had about, 7 or 8 friends all show up. She had room for most of us all to crash and, at the house. And during the day we raised a barn. And then at night we had a fucking banging barbecue and got lit.
dude, you literally had a barn raising party. I've like heard about
Yeah.
that shit before, but I've never like experienced it. But
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
I'm calling like I'm gonna be full on. Like it's not like a barn, like you store cattle in and stuff. It was like a very large shed. But like it was a prefab situation, so we had to like get the walls up, get them together. Everybody had to lift the roof on, get it all, put together. It was cool as shit. And then yeah, we had a fucking big ass barbecue for the rest of the evening and had a fucking huge party. And it's still one of my fondest memories because like we did all that. And I remember sitting around the campfire with everybody outside, just like having a beer, eating a chicken wing. We had a ill experiment that we tried. We boiled a hot dog in a beer can in the fire pit.
And a beacon.
Yeah, man. And I'll tell you what, beer boiled hot dog wasn't bad.
That sounds
I could
good.
actually see that being really quite good.
I mean,
Why
Bill,
not?
because what obviously you want that little bit of snap on the outside, so you just we held it in the fire for a second, crisp it up, dude. It was banging. It was a winner.
Wow.
Good times, man. Good times. But yeah, I don't like the idea of like going out and getting hammered anymore. That's not for me. Like,
No, not going out, but you know what? Like this is the thing, right? If we're in a situation like let's just say like April, let's just say that like there's a good group of people that end up making it to like the meetup, right? And we're just like kicking it somewhere where like we can be responsible, obviously. And I have like 6 or 7 beers. Like chances are, like for a person like myself, I don't really drink at all anymore. So 6 or 7 beers, like I'm gonna be pretty cut. Am I gonna be
Oh
like
yeah.
fucking blackout drunk? No, but I'm gonna be like definitely drunk. I'll be feeling it, tipsy, I guess, and that is like more my vibe because I can recover from that. I can just like get a good night's sleep and probably a greasy meal in the morning, and like I'm okay. Um,
mm,
and like that's like the vibe that I'd be chasing these days. Not like I want to fucking drink till I puke kind of shit. Like I don't want to remember tonight. Like that's the way that I always used to drink. Every time I drink, I would drink to just fucking black out basically. And like it was dumb. But it was fun. So I
see, like,
guess it really
that
but I'm also
that's
not equipped to handle that anymore. Like this
yeah,
is
dude.
me going back into my like teens and 20s, even in my into my early 30s, I would still like get that drunk, but not as often. By the time I was in my early 30s, like it was like basically that'd be like once every like month or two. But when I was like in my 20s, that was like 3 nights a week, easy.
See, that's where maybe I'm grateful that I did so much drinking in my teen years is I feel like I got it out of my system before I was even
Oh no, dude,
legal.
I would
Oh,
drink like
for
every
sure,
fucking day
bro.
when I was a teenager, bro.
I did way more drinking when I was not really
Like,
supposed to be than,
yeah,
I did when I
Well, you
was.
guys got to remember, right? Like I was legally allowed to drink 2 years before you guys were
Oh
legally
yeah.
allowed to drink too.
And
So like,
that's the thing that I always think about too, because like you look at people like in a lot of European countries and shit, and they don't like nearly consume alcohol in the same way that Americans do,
well,
because
you
I feel
learn your
like,
lessons younger.
well, yeah, because you have the ability to learn like Sean was saying, kind of like learn those lessons a little earlier, because you had a little bit more time, and by the time you're actually, you know, an adult, you actually, indulge properly.
yeah. I mean, I remember my mom taking me out for my first drink on my 21st birthday, and I was like, I don't feel like having a drink today. I'm just gonna have a Coke, like, and enjoy my meal. Thank you. Like, because like most of my like terribly wicked drunk stories come from that era of my life, like pre 21. There are a couple in my older years, in my younger, my young 20s, but most of it came as a teenager. And like those were the things like, the parents went away and somebody threw a big house party and we were just getting, wasted there and mixing fucking weed and alcohol with no regard to what's going on, which once again, something I can't recommend everybody do. For some people, mixing weed and alcohol is not the combo. So be very cautious and don't mix your drugs unless you know what you're going to get into. Please and thank
Yeah,
you.
that's one of those things, dude, that I never really understood for a long time, and I would always wonder why I would get sick. You know what I mean? Because like I'd be fine on one or the other, and then as soon as like I would cross streams or whatever you want to say, like that's where I'd be like, oh, something's going on here. So like I had to figure out which one I would have to be able to do first in order to not get sick. Most of the time, it was smoke first, then drink, and that was good.
Well, I mean, that was the weird thing is like in that era of my life, obviously, I was stoned most of the time anyway, but I too didn't understand it. So it was like you're smoking and you're drinking and you're drinking and you're smoking and you're smoking and you're drinking, and you kind of forget that like both of these things have different effects. And also in that era, we don't know like what we're smoking, right? So like if I'm smoking sativas that are giving me this more uh stimulant,
Euphoric,
yeah,
yeah.
stimulating effect, and then I'm drinking alcohol which is giving me a depressant effect. I'm kind of speedballing now. And of course I'm going to get sick. That's not a good combo. So like it, this is a situation that people need to be more cognizant of. I mean, I had a woman come into my dispensary hot this week because somebody sold her some edibles because she was looking for pain management, and that's great advice. But this woman decided that she was going to eat her edible and then she was going to have dinner and have a handful of glasses of wine. And then the edible kicked in, and so did the wine. And
Yep.
she was extremely uncomfortable and got very sick. And as she described it, she felt like she was hallucinating, but she probably did kind of to, some medical definition. Um, and these are the risks people take when they do that. And this is why, like, I have to say it out loud here to all of our listeners. Please, please, please be very cautious. Do not mix them unless you really know what you're getting into, because these things do happen to people.
Dude, that's why, I say edibles are they're a fucking slippery slope, guys. You know what I mean? Do your research and actually, wait them out. Don't just fucking dive in and be like, "Oh, I'm good," and then just little bits at a time, man. Like it's the same. It's same goes for dabs as goes for edibles. A little dab will do you. If you
Dude, it
need
goes
more,
with
you
lots
can
of stuff.
always
It's
do
just like
more
with
later.
drinking, or it's just like with
Yeah, it's
shrooms,
just
dude. You know
like
how
you
many
don't have to
times like
go
I've seen
excess all the
people
time.
that like would be like they'd eat like a gram and a half of shrooms, and then they'd be like 20 minutes later, they'd be like, I don't feel anything. And then they just like eat the rest of like the half quarter that they had. And other people would be like, yo, like, you've only like done mushrooms like once. You should probably just like chill. They're like, no, I'm not even feeling it. Maybe I'm one of those people that doesn't even feel it. And then like 3 hours later, like that's the fucking friend that's like hiding behind the fucking couch and just like this fucking crippled out fucking position, like struggling with fucking life. And you're like, what are you doing, homie? Like, this is literally, and then they'd be the first person after that to be like, I'm never doing shrooms again. They're so fucked. Like, they're so evil. I'd be like,
Yeah,
dude,
don't
did you know? Like, everyone else had a fucking fantastic time, but like, you were not. Like, I used to always tell people before they'd eat mushrooms the first time, or like anytime, even if you weren't like that experienced with mushrooms, I'd be like, yo, where's your headspace at right now? Like, before you even eat any of this, like, where's your headspace right now? Like, did you have a fucking good day? Is there shit on your fucking mind? Because like, I'm not saying that you can't benefit from those like when you have those trips, but like they're not always fun. But if you're in a good headspace and you're in a good vibe, like, dude, all you're doing is just fucking amplifying that shit with mushrooms. But if you're in a bad headspace and you're having a bad fucking time and like there's something eating away at you and you fucking eat mushrooms, that's not a good time. Like, will you
Yes.
get a benefit from it? You might. You might. You genuinely might. But at the same time, if you're aiming to fucking wipe away bad feelings and create good ones, it's gonna be fucking tough. So when you'd see people that would be like just in a fucking horrible mood and they're about to eat a bunch of mushrooms, I'd always be like, yo, you should probably not eat mushrooms today. It's like everyone else is doing it, I'm fucking doing it. And then like they're the ones that are fucking having that bad trip, and they're the ones the next day they're like, I'm never doing fucking mushrooms again. And it's like, hey, like, don't say we didn't warn you. Like, I'm sorry that that happened, but like, that's just the way that it is. Unfortunately, that's
Like,
mushrooms right there.
yeah, mushrooms take you where they're going to take you, and it's up to you to be your own guide.
Yeah, dude. You gotta
And
have the right doors open. Otherwise, you're going down the dark hallways.
like I once I once described it to somebody as, that little wind up car that like we all had as kids, that like you'd pull it back and then like you'd
Yeah.
feel the tension and then all of a sudden you'd let it go and it would just zing in like
Yeah.
a
find
line or
your limit.
whatever. Like that's the mushroom. The mushroom pulls the car back and then lets you go. It's up to you to steer straight.
Yeah, it's up to you. So you don't fucking put the car right in front of a wall and pull it back. Like,
Exactly.
you want a
Exactly.
long runway, baby. Like, you want to fucking be going in the right
Yeah,
fucking
you need to
direction.
set up on a drag strip, not a fucking
It is like one of those things, it's like I even knew people that were like that with alcohol. They would be in like a bad headspace, they'd start drinking, and then that'd be like the night that they'd have like some level of a breakdown. Or like that'd be the night that they would fucking just like end up getting into like a bunch of trouble, like getting into a fight or doing something real bad because they would just be in like a really bad headspace, and like alcohol's a depressant and it would just like make it even fucking worse, you
it's
know?
it's funny you say that because there's a line I has always stuck with me, and this is the most awkwardly weird thing to have to admit. I remember it distinctly. It was from the movie Barbed Wire with Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that movie.
And there's a scene where Pamela Anderson's just sitting there drinking, and this dude walks in who's I can't remember what his role or relationship to her is in the movie, and goes, you're supposed to drink to remember, not to forget.
Yeah, no, and that's actually true.
And like that line has always stuck with me because it's so true. You're supposed to drink to remember. You drink for good times, not for bad times. And if your headspace is in, that positive state, you can have that good, enjoyable night. But if it's not in that positive state, it's just going to amplify them ugly, muddy vibes that you're already feeling. And it's all about the vibes, man.
Yeah, dude, because that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't think about too, right? Is so like some people might be like, yo, like I've heard bad things about mushroom trips and like I don't want to experience that. And like they'll not do it out of fear and then or whatever. Or just like they don't want to feel that way. And that's fine. Um, if like you have those concerns, like I'm never gonna say that you need to do mushrooms. That's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm saying is that those are things that I wouldn't let myself get in the road of, because I personally have a good amount of experience with mushrooms. So like I know what it feels like to have a bad trip. I know what it feels like to have a good trip. I know how I can achieve like a pretty high likelihood of a good trip. So I've been, you know, at events, or I've been at parties, or I've been in environments, whatever, where I knew that that was not the time for me to eat mushrooms, and I didn't do it. Well, there was also times that I knew it wasn't, and I still did it, and I hoped for the fucking best, and it never fucking worked out. But like, and it's just like James was saying too. It does come down with like dabs and weed in general, because like you're not gonna OD on fucking weed, but there's gonna get to a point where like you don't need to consume anymore, and if you do, you're running that risk of like could get sick, like you could throw up and fucking pass out. You could pull a Jacoby. You know what I mean? And just fucking
Shout out to
disappear.
Jacoby, love you,
Yeah,
bro.
shout out to Jacoby. But like his birthday's coming up in like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. So I have to remember to wish him a happy birthday. But yeah, like you can get to that point from weed, like, but ultimately, like you're gonna wake up the next day and you'll be fine. But in that moment, it doesn't feel good. So you just have to remember that moderation is key. Like shout out to Ashton for that, because like it's true that like that works in so many different angles of life, not even just in like consuming like drugs, or like whatever medicine, however you want to call any of these things that we're talking about, because I'm sure that you can argue that all these things are like medical to some level. But everything in life, like literally everything in life, there is things that you can do too much, and it's not good for you anymore.
Hmm.
Even
Hmm.
if it's just thinking about things or putting yourself in a certain headspace, like it could be positive, but too much of it is not positive. And you're gonna get to that point with a lot of different things. So you just have to find those limits, and you got to just stay within them. You know what I mean? Unless like you're trying to just fucking ruin your fucking day, then I guess really it doesn't matter. All sense is out the window at that point. But
Hey, man, maybe someone's kink is self-sabotage. And if that's the case,
guaranteed there is, bro. I've met
And
people
here's
that
the
just
thing
literally
too.
shit on themselves all the time by making the world's dumbest decisions, and they know that they're terrible. Like they'll even be saying this is a bad decision, and then they'll do it.
This is the thing too that I feel like kind of needs to be said at the end of all this too. It's just because you might not necessarily. Hold on, let me get on the microphone. Right. Just because you might necessarily enjoy how a way something makes you feel doesn't mean you need to knock anybody else necessarily for them fucking enjoying it. You know what I mean? If they're doing it responsibly, hey, more power to them. No need to fucking kink shame anybody, I guess could be the best way to, say it. But also, whenever you are looking for something, ask somebody that you know that has maybe some more experience in that said situation and ask for advice. You know what I mean? Ask the questions, bro.
yeah, ask the damn questions. That's key because, like, I think there's a lot of,
'Cause I
we've
feel like
heard.
that's where a lot of people make big mistakes is they just go off of what they either have seen or may have heard off just like out of nowhere or just on the internet or something, and they just go off based off that. You know, personal experience, I feel like is always going to be the best, you know, place to learn. You know what I mean? Find somebody who's personally imbibed in whatever it is that you're trying to check out or, experience and ask them, you know, what do you think, is or how did you go about it? And get multiple uh you know, opinions too, you know what I mean? Because everybody's experience is different. And then just take an average out of what you get from, the people that you talk to, and then decide whether it's or not it's worth you taking that step or not, or figure out, based off of what they've said, what you may think may be the best dose for you. You know what I mean? And like I said, always start lower and work your way up.
Yeah,
You
go
know,
low,
there's
go
no need
slow.
to rush into it.
Dude, the
You know
first
what I
time you
mean?
get high, like on edibles, for example, you don't have to get wrecked as fuck. You can find what your baseline is, and then you can then decide, oh, last time I had it, I had a gram and I felt good, but I want to feel fucking really good. Then the next time you can eat 2 grams. But if you eat 2 grams the first time and you're all of a sudden like, this was a fucking bad idea, uh, Yeah, that's probably why you should have
Well,
started at
to,
one. You know
if
what I
if
mean?
you, if
Like,
you eat if you have to eat a gram and it's not enough, that's 1,000 milligrams. We're in trouble. Slow down. 1,000 milligrams is a lot. But yeah, in all seriousness, though, um, when it comes to that whole world of approach, the other thing I want to point out is that people need to ask what they think are dumb questions. Because, we've all heard it
Dude,
before. There are no dumb questions except the one that didn't get asked. And that's the
100%.
problem, is that I feel like there are a lot of people who are maybe embarrassed to ask certain questions or things like that, and they shouldn't be. Like, you don't know
Here,
until you ask those questions.
and to that point as well, if someone does ask you what you think may be a dumb question, give them the fucking answer. Don't fucking make a joke or whatever, because they're asking for a reason. They're asking because they don't know. You know what I mean? There's no reason to be like, what? You, this, you hear this guy? What a dumb question. No. Just be like, oh, well, this is why, or because of this, this, and that, or whatever, because they're genuinely asking because they genuinely want to know. You know what I mean? If someone has
100%.
no knowledge about a situation, how do you expect them to learn unless they ask the questions that may be dumb to you because you already know it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Some of us got 20 years in that experience. Some people got 20 days, you know? And so like that's the thing. Like people
Each
need to
one
be
teach
comfortable.
one. You know
That's
what I mean?
yes. Yes. People need to be comfortable asking the question that they fear is dumb because without asking those questions, they'll never learn. And I think that's like, that's one of the things like in the example of the woman from the dispensary, I think she might have just been afraid to ask the question about can you mix alcohol and cannabis? Is it a good idea? And had she maybe asked that question, hopefully, I hope the person who was talking to her would have been like, well, I don't recommend it because ABC. However, I don't know how the interaction went, so I can't speak to that. But, if people just feel comfortable asking the question, everyone's going to learn more. And isn't that the key to a lot of people's frustration in situations is because there's a lack of understanding on something?
Oh, 100%.
So like if we would just be more patient and allow the questions to be asked and not be aggressive about answering them, dude, those frustrations would go away because people would ask the questions, they'd learn, and everybody would benefit. We'd all grow. But, it is way more fun to squabble with idiots, on the Twitters and Facebooks and all of that. So,
Well, apparently, because that's what everybody does now.
it's the funniest thing. Like, I kind of miss MySpace. There, I said it.
And MySpace was dope.
it was pretty dope actually. It's a
Like
long time ago
Taught
though.
people how to code.
in hindsight, like I kind of miss MySpace. That was like such a simple time.
I do miss the fact that you could like set a vibe on your page. Like that
Oh
was
yeah,
like the
dude.
thing that I miss the most, to be
You
honest.
could put a song up. You could change your fucking backgrounds and shit.
Yeah,
Fucking
your whole color scheme.
show what friends you actually liked.
You had your fucking like you could even do your custom cursors and shit on people's pages.
Yeah,
Like
dude. I pimped mine out, dude. I used to use all those different websites to where you could fucking change like all the different shit.
yeah, I do. You wanted your friends to come check out what you were doing and see your shit was dope. Like, oh, dude, this is a dope song. Oh, dude, this is cool. What's he?
Everybody,
Oh,
and
hell
then
yeah.
you'd always go to your friend's house to log into your MySpace and shit, and then forget to sign out, and then they'd be posting dumb stuff.
Oh man, yo,
Yeah, the good old days for real though.
yeah.
I always actually always wondered how like Facebook just completely took over when it was not as cool. Like there was cool things about Facebook at the time that like MySpace wasn't really hitting on for sure. I'm not saying that like there wasn't positives to Facebook, but I never understood how it wiped out MySpace. Like I don't Like I don't know how like just everyone was like, "Fuck MySpace." Well, probably most people were like, "Fuck MySpace. I'm just gonna use Facebook." And then like MySpace just was like, "Okay, well we're done." We had a good like 2 year tops run. You know what I mean? Like it was so weird to me because it was cool.
It was
And
great,
Tom
man.
was my first friend, bro. He was my
Dude, he
homie.
was
Like
everybody's first
it
friend,
was
dude.
hard for me to walk away from
Everybody
Tom,
felt
but
included on MySpace. You know what I mean?
And like the whole navigational system of MySpace was just intuitive. So like if you wanted to find your favorite band's MySpace, it was easy. If you wanted to see what your friends' bands were doing, it was easy. If you wanted to see what movies your friends were watching and check out those MySpace pages, you could get there. Like click, 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 boom, boom, boom. It was awesome. Now, like you type in your favorite movie on MySpace or on Facebook, and what do you get? Like 87 fan groups, a whole bunch of fan pages. You're like, can I just simplify this, please? I miss it. I miss it. Plus, it was a great repository for like pictures and shit. My old rap group's MySpace is still around. The music
Dude,
doesn't play anymore because of the old data corruption issue they had, but some of the pictures are still there.
I don't even remember my MySpace, bro. I wish I can get into it because there were some dope pictures and shit on there.
Yeah, dude. I don't even like. Does MySpace even do a personal profile thing anymore?
I have no idea. I know there was a moment in time where I found it. I just don't remember what I did after.
Yo, you know who would have some of this was probably the Wayback Machine. I wonder, like, if we looked at the Wayback Machine, what kind of MySpace stuff we could find.
For real.
That'd be
I've
some
never
wild
used that
shit.
thing.
Neither have I. There's so many like things like that. Like I my buddy just introduced me to the amazing wonders of Chat GPT, and I was pretty goddamn blown away. He literally asked GPT to write him a marketing pitch for a product we sell in our store, and it did. And then he gave it pointers and was like, that was really good, but you used these couple pieces of language that we can't use, so could you try again? And it literally like corrected its language in order to suit our needs. It was wild. The future is now, gentlemen.
Crazy, man.
You could hop on Chat GPT and have it write you like I don't know, an introductory letter if you're trying to get a job somewhere to put on like your cover of your resume, right? Like
Dude, I'd
boom.
seen someone have an AI write a song as Drake about like something or whatever. I don't remember what it was, but like it actually wrote out a whole song and then did the Drake's actual vocals over these lyrics, and it was very fucking weird, dude. Because it like the flow style was something similar to like what he's done or like what he's kind of known for.
Yep.
Like the punchlines or whatever were kind of like things. It was very, very weird, dude.
Like, are you sure Drake didn't actually write this? Is this a hoax? Is computer technology really this good?
Like it obviously wasn't like that great. Like,
But
but it
neither is
was,
Drake. Oh.
it was just very weird to like listen to.
Oh man, I've seen a couple YouTube videos pop up in my stream about shit like that, and I haven't looked at them yet. And now that you're telling me about it, I need to
That,
actually
or
indulge
have
it.
you seen the guy that does like the AI face swapping and like whatever, where like he does like the like the fucking split screen where he's got like the AI of whoever he is, and then like him underneath it, and it's him talking and everything, but like you could see like the split screen of like the AI, and it sounds exactly like whoever the fucking person is, and the dude's like moving around and talking just like the guy. It's so
Oh,
fun.
he's
There's
showing
a
that
Morgan.
whole
It
deep
was like he
fake
did
shit.
yeah, it was like a Morgan Freeman one, dude. Dude, it was tripping me out, dude, because the AI generated Morgan Freeman looked so fucking real, dude. It
It's
was
insane.
it was nutty. Because the dude looked nothing like him, or probably sounded nothing like him, but through this AI, like he was able to mimic his voice. And then they created like it was fucking weird, dude.
Well, I know, like, I found a couple websites that did something similar where, like, I could type things into them and AI would make them sound like different people.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I was messing around with it and I was like, oh, hey, Barack Obama was one of them. And I started messing with it, like, this is Barack Obama, and you're listening to the Shedtime podcast. And, like, I threw it in, ran it, and it actually sounded pretty fucking legit. It was pretty wild.
It's
And this
nuts,
is
dude.
just me typing it in. I've even seen there's programs out there. Um, they create a virtual you. So like you can create an avatar, so to speak, and it looks like a real life video human being. And then you can have it say and do different things just through text in order to like place it into a website, let's say, and have a person pop up that says, "Oh, hi, let me explain to you how to shop on our website," or something like that. Um, Pretty wild. Because again, like it gets my mind going about the podcast, right? Like, could you imagine, like, you pop onto the shedtimepodcast.com website, and all of a sudden it's like pops up this person, and he's like, "Hey, welcome to the Shedtime Podcast website.
That'd
If you
kind of
click
be.
here,
It would scare the shit out of me, bro.
right? Like, if you
I'd
click
click off.
here,
I
you
would
can
I'd
listen to the
close it real
show."
quick. I'm like, ah! What the fuck? Pop-ups. Ah.
Even my dispensary has a feature, an AI feature on its menu. It's a AI bud tender. So you can engage the AI bud tender, and he'll ask you a couple questions, and based on your answers, he'll make recommendations for you.
That's pretty dope.
And they're pretty spot on because of the way that the menu system takes data and translates this different data. Um, so like these are the things we have access to now. This is where we are. It's crazy. Some of this AI art, dude, wild.
It's nutty, bro.
I stumbled into a rabbit hole of people making music videos out of just AI generated art. So
Oh, I
like
could imagine.
like one of them was War Pigs by Black Sabbath, and he basically just line by line he would insert it into the AI art generator, and whatever that art is what the PCUs. So like generals gathered in their masses. This is this like crazy creepy art piece of generals, just like witches at black masses. Now it's like this crazy shot of like witches that are gathered around a cauldron. Like insane, some of the art that these people can create.
You have to send me a link to that one, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's
That sounds sick.
it's wild, bro. And there's like I fell down this rabbit hole for a solid like 2 hours one day, just like watching these AI generated music videos that people have been making.
Dude, it
Um,
kind of scares me, bro, because eventually, dude, like I heard somebody even talking about this, like when it even just comes down to like Hollywood and shit. At a certain point, bro, they're not even gonna need anybody to fucking show up for anything, dude. Because they're gonna literally be able to have like AI fucking recreate people and fucking they could just insert them fucking into anything, dude. Like, did you guys heard about fucking Bruce Willis, right? And how he sold the rights to like Russia for them to use like his likeness and shit. And they already have like I'm not even sure if it was or it was some country. Don't quote me on that. Uh, but they have the right to use his likeness or whatever. And there's already like commercials of like him being deep faked and like doing commercials and shit in like a different country.
that's wild.
Yeah, dude.
That's wild. And I mean, like, To be fair, right? Let's take a look at the movie Avatar. I think that says enough about what we can do with like digital recreation of people, right?
Dude, that was fun. And how
But dude,
old is that movie? That movie's got to be like 15
dude,
years old.
the new one though, bro. They
I
just
haven't
dropped.
seen the new one,
Dude,
obviously.
here's the
I j-
crazy part. Like nothing
dude,
to
I didn't even
spoil.
know that it was the second movie, even though it's called Avatar 2. I literally was like, dude, that movie's so old. They just made a read like so
You
I
thought it
didn't
was
even
just a
know it was the
remake?
same.
Dude, there's gonna be 5 of them.
Really?
Yeah, like over a period of time. Like they've already got like most of the third one done, but it won't be out for like another year or two. And like they've already filmed parts of like the next one because they don't want the kids to age out or whatever, because obviously they're doing it over such a long period of time. But dude, did you hear that the actors actually had to learn how to free dive because they did most of the fucking shooting actually underwater? And who was it? Uh, one of the actresses on there held her breath for 7 minutes and beat
Holy
Tom
shit.
Cruise's record for like Mission Impossible or whatever. And one of the other ones did like 6.
That's fucking
Yeah,
wild.
dude.
Dude, that actually is wild if you think about it.
Like, that's a hell of a talent to now possess.
Yeah, and I heard one of the lead guys, the Australian dude, I forgot what his name is, but he's talking about like when they were shooting, like in between takes and stuff, most of the time he would just chill down underwater with like one of the dive techs or whatever and just breathing off a respirator, and they could hear James Cameron through like this crazy sound system even underwater, and he'd be giving them cues while they were just chilling down there in between takes and shit.
That's
Because it
wild.
just didn't, it made more sense to stay down there instead of surfacing and then going all the way back.
Fair.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, right? You just might as well sit there and hit a respirator a couple of times and then all right, it's time to shoot.
But if you guys haven't seen the movie, visually, dude, worth fucking seeing, bro. The visuals on this are like you thought the first one was crazy. Like there were points where I was just like, how is this? I know this isn't real, but god damn, it looks fucking real, bro. Like I was tripping. Like me and my dad kept kind of looking at each other and be like, this is kind of nuts. Like it was, and even though like 3D is not like the best, some of the parts in 3D were pretty dope, like underwater and shit, because like it made you feel like you were underwater.
Okay, where was this in the theater, right? That's where you
Yeah,
saw it?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
gonna have to wait a minute to be able to watch it. I haven't been to a theater in forever, man.
Dude, it's worth the theater, bro. To see it on that big screen, it's pretty intense, bro.
I mean, it's a James Cameron flick. He does nothing half-assed. So, like, I feel like that's one of those. If you have an IMAX 3D that you can hit, like, it's
Oh,
probably worth paying
100%.
up
Yeah,
for it.
we just don't have any IMAX up here. But the last one we went and saw IMAX 3D. Like the first one, I remember my dad taking us when we were younger,
Yeah, dude,
and
that's
it
what I thought.
was
And I was gonna say,
crazy.
like, I felt like I was in like my mid-20s. I remember going with like
Yeah,
my buddy and his girlfriend at the time, who he
I
ended
think
up
the first
marrying.
one came out like 2009.
That seems about right.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere around there. Cause like, yeah, I was either like just out of high school or I was still in high school, I think.
Here, I will consult the great Google and
But
see
yeah,
what it
dude,
tells us.
it's visually breathtaking, bro. Like if you're into like
Yep.
cinema for like visuals and stuff like that, and that like that's your thing, I highly recommend checking this out just because like it's crazy. Cause like dude, you could tell that they spent a lot of time on like the underwater aspect and tried to make it as realistic as I feel like you could have. You know what I mean?
And you
For
nailed
like,
that. It's 2009.
haha, nice. But dude, it's intense. Like the stories kind of. I'll let you make your own opinion on it.
Well, dude, it's
Like,
been so long. I'd have to like rewatch the first one. Like, I don't even know if they're
well,
related at all, but just like get in that
it
like
is and
world.
isn't sort of like you'll like if you
I just
have
want to
any.
get in that world again.
Yeah, dude, it's worth checking out for sure, Chris. I think you would dig it, bro, just for like the visual aspect of it, and it's pretty like there's some like nice action parts in it and like that sort of thing, but it's pretty cool.
But
I thought it
yeah,
was sick.
that's the last time I saw an IMAX 3D was when the Alice in Wonderland remake
Oh,
with
with
Johnny
Johnny
Depp
Depp and yeah, the
happened.
Tim Burton one. Yeah, I never saw that one
Girl I
in
was dating at the
theaters.
time and I went and did an IMAX 3D on that,
I've
and
only seen
that was
parts of that.
cool.
I don't think I've ever sat and watched it all the way through.
I mean, it's all right.
Not that
Like,
I didn't like it.
yeah, like
I
it's all right. Like, there's nothing wrong with that movie, but I'll say
Oh,
this: he's just playing Willy
another
Wonka.
recommendation. This is something we could do. Movie recommendations. If you guys haven't seen that movie Bullet Train, it's a new one that just came out. I think it's on like HBO or something. With Brad Pitt. That one was kind of cool. It's kind of like a
oh, I
comedy
saw
action.
previews.
Yeah, it's a comedic action film sort of thing, but it was kind of cool.
Yeah, actually, when I saw the preview, I was like, or the trailer, I was like, I'd watch it. Yep, I'll watch
Yeah,
that.
it's worth
If I
checking
ever
out.
see
It's
that
kind
on, I'm watching it.
Yeah, check it out, dude. It's like I think it's on like HBO Max right now or something. But it's pretty sick. What else did I watched something? I watched a bunch of movies on the airplane while I was traveling just cuz what else are you going to do? I thought I watched one other new one, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I don't know.
I got an old one that I'll recommend people watch if they haven't seen it, because I forgot all about it until it was just brought up to me literally today. You guys remember the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas?
Yeah, I love that fucking movie.
Dude, that movie is so good.
It's not popping into my head, but I probably have
Michael
seen it.
Douglas is a businessman who fucking snaps and decides to just like shoot up LA.
Yeah, don't know if I've seen that.
Oh man, it's a pretty badass movie. Like it was literally just re-brought to my attention today. Shout out to Matty Matheson, the great chef.
Dude, fucking legend. Love that guy.
Yeah, I was watching one of his latest YouTube videos cooking some dope chicken wings, and he brought it up in that episode, and I was like, dude, I forgot all about this movie. This is such a good flick. I need to rewatch this movie. Oh man. Yeah, good flick. And those chicken wings, they were like a roasted chicken wing, but it was like this Italian style where like they roasted chopped tomato around it so that like the wings would take on that tomato flavor too. I was like very intrigued. Very intrigued. So I might have to try it one day.
I will say, I watched a movie yesterday that I probably hadn't seen probably since like the 90s. And it wasn't even like terrible. It was just like it did remind me that Keanu Reeves is like not a good actor. But dude, I watched fucking oh wow. Now I was in my brain before I said that. Point Break. I
Yes!
watched Point Break yesterday. It was on the TV. I like missed like the first 2 minutes. And I was like, dude, Point Break? I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, respect, Swayze's no longer with us. I was like, I'll fucking watch this. And dude, I watched it. And yeah, dude, it's actually like pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. It's a good fucking movie, man. Dead Presidents fucking is good.
You know what kind of older movie I watched this weekend, to be honest? It was SWAT. You guys remember SWAT?
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
fucking
think
Colin
so.
Farrell and
Oh yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson and
That movie's like what, 10 years old, something like that? It's not like
yeah.
crazy old, but it's old.
Yeah, it has
I
what's his
remember
name in
movie.
it too. I don't know if you guys heard about what happened to him. Fuck, what's his name? His last name's Renner.
Oh, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he's in it. Did you guys hear about the snowplow accident or whatever he
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
into,
okay, so
dude.
bro?
that's the guy that's like the Archer
Hawkeye.
guy. Yeah, Hawkeye,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
crushed
That's like
nutty,
the
himself.
Born
bro.
Identity. Yeah, I heard that he like lived in the mountains or something. He was like in a plow truck or something wild like that, or he's snow
Some
plowing or
shit
something.
that like ran over him or something and like fucked his leg up or some shit. I don't know full details, but I just heard about it. I was like, whoa, that's
Yeah,
fucking
he
crazy.
crushed himself with his plow, and I didn't, I haven't followed into it deeply, but all I know is that like he is now recovering and he's doing better. But yeah, he fucked himself up bad with this plow accident. Um, and it's gonna be a little bit, I think, before like
Dude,
he's done with rehab, because like he looks like he jacked himself up pretty hard.
Not only that, bro, but I don't know if you guys heard about this. We lost a action sports legend recently, Ken Block.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking sad.
Snowmobile accident, bro. He's
Yeah.
Gymkhana guy, big rally guy, one of the fucking best.
Yeah, dude. I was just talking about that at the shop actually yesterday. Yeah, there's been a lot of big ones. You know,
I
Barbara
hear
Walters just went.
it's
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
yeah. 2023 kicked off with a whole bunch of celebrity deaths. Real quick. There were a few in 2022 though that like I forgot about. It was also just reminded of today. Like I forgot that we lost Ray Liotta.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Right? Like I totally had forgotten about Ray Liotta. Um who else actually surprised me? Um oh fuck. I can't remember who the other one was that actually surprised me that I was like I forgot all about that. Oh man, it's going to bug me. I'm not going to remember. But yeah, dude, there were a few that like I had totally forgotten about in 2022. And then I saw this like YouTube video about people you've probably forgot had died. And I was like, holy shit, I did forget these people died. Oh man, I forgot. Yeah, Ray Liotta was a bummer, man, because Goodfellas, dude, what a great flick. What a great
Mark
flick.
Norman. Or not Mark Norman, sorry, fucking Norm Macdonald.
Oh shit,
Dude,
that's
Dirty
right.
Work. Dirty Work is probably one of my most favorite fucking
The fucking
movies. I remember watching Dirty Work so many times, man. You just like get high with your friends and watch Dirty Work. Anybody that's never seen Dirty Work, watch Dirty Work. I can't remember the other dude's name. The other dude's name is like the guy Art Lang, I think. Is that Art Lang? Is that a guy's who is like really fell from like good graces? You know, he was like a comedian slash actor. He's in Dirty Work. It's Norm Macdonald and Art Lang, and it's fucking hilarious. It is probably one of the funniest movies you'll ever see. Chris Farley's got some fucking little bit in it. It's got like a really small role in that movie. It's fucking incredible. For anybody that's never seen it, it's so funny. Watch Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald and Art Lang.
Kirstie Alley, that was the other one I had forgotten about.
Oh yeah, she just recently passed away.
Yeah. Who else did we lose? We got Christy McVie that we lost in 2020 or 2022 from Fleetwood Mac.
Dude, and you know what? This is the thing, boys. 2023 is gonna have some fucking big names pass away too.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're gonna probably lose friends. You know, somewhere in our lives in 2023. Like that's just the way that it is. Unfortunately, that is fucking literally like living in this planet, living this life. Like there's that shit. Like in a year's a long time. Especially with like how much you can be connected to people from all over the world on a personal level or through like entertainment and stuff. There's just it's crazy.
like R.I.P. Matt Sinister, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like I was
dude.
literally as I was saying that, I was thinking, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that like every year of like being a stooge, there's been somebody that's passed away. Like it's fucking crazy. But
Mark,
that's you just get
Dave.
that from like all those different ones, you know what I mean? Like all those different places all over the world, and just your networks get so big. But it's fucking wild.
That also seems like a callback to last week and the whole like time thing, right? And how like time is fucking crazy because like the longer time goes on, the more people you know. And if I could turn back time, and if I could
I
find
will
a way,
find a way.
I take back all those words that hurt you.
Oh man,
Sorry.
fucking share, bro.
Shout out to Cher. Oh
No,
my
but for
god.
real, like that's part of the reason why like I kind of started like adding that new little tagline at the end of like the episodes. I don't know if I said it last week or not, but just like you really just don't know how much time you got left. You know what I mean? Tomorrow's never promised. You know what I mean? Just gotta take each day as a blessing. You know what I mean? And take it for what it's worth. You know what I mean? And remember the good times in it, because you know what I mean. You're not necessarily promised, another day that could be, as good as the day you had before. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying to a friend of mine the other day that I feel like life is like the beach, right? Like when you go to the beach and you look at the beach, you don't think about the individual grains of sand. You think about the beach as a whole and how beautiful the scenery is. And like that is a great metaphor for life. Those all those little hard times and shit, they're just the grains of sand that are on the beach. You know, the little experiences, some good, some bad, some indifferent. But at the end of the day, what you remember is the good time, the whole experience, the beach itself, the beautiful experience and the sight that you saw. And so, that's how we should all be looking at life is that we're not here for the grains of sand on the beach. We're here for the experience of being in that moment.
As a good country singer once said, I ain't here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time. You know what I mean? So just remember them good times.
Oh my God. I had a dude who
I
back when
hope
my
somebody
wife
out there knows what song I'm quoting, because if you do, hats off to you.
my wife worked at the bar, there was this dude who that was his motto. And man, was that guy quite a character. Oh wow. That guy took us out one day drinking. Call back to earlier. Holy shit. Guy really did know how to have a good time.
Some people like to party, man. And to each their own. You know what I mean? Just do it responsibly. Man, all these callbacks, bro, the beginning of the episode. This is nuts.
I like it.
That's
I
how we do
like
it
it.
over here at the podcast.
It's like we've been doing this for 4 seasons or something now.
Dude, the crazy part is like most of the time when we have a sesh, I usually don't remember what the beginning of the conversation was or how we got to where we're at. But somehow we're finding tie-ins, baby.
Yeah, man, that's the magic of the sesh.
Hi, boys. I just got a refund from a cell phone that I don't even have. Isn't that awesome?
Oh shit.
All right.
Yo, thanks. You guys are legends. I love that shit. Like that's like the time of world we live in, which I guess like some people get wrecked on, but like all the time I get these like text messages or like emails used to be a thing, but now it's text messages. And I'll just get text messages. It'll be like, hey, you won this, or it's like, hey, like we're gonna refund you for this. Like all you gotta do is give us your bank information and we'll fucking do it. It's like, and people fall for it. It's like, yo, I
Bro,
don't have that company. Why on earth would I ever even fall for that? Or like internet, they'll be like, your internet bill did not
dude,
fucking go through. Your internet's gonna get turned off. It's like, nah, fam, that is staying on because I don't know who the fuck you are.
bro, I've been having this like tax company calling me for like the past 2, 3 years asking for Raphael. I'm like, I don't know how many times I need to tell you this, but there is no Raphael at this number. I don't know if you could tell, but this ain't Raphael. I've told you like a million times, lose my phone number. And they called me like 6 times while I was gone. It was so irritating, bro. And they call from a different number each time, so it's like I try to block the number they call from, and then it's a new one each time they call.
Auto dialers, man. Auto dialers are the worst.
So dumb. What I
Utterly
need to
the
do is I
worst.
just need to turn the little thing on my phone that just blocks potential spam calls off the bat. You know what I mean?
It is a wonderful feature to have.
The only reason why I don't is because I'm like, well, what happened? I guess the worst thing is it just sends them directly to voicemail, I guess, right?
At least with mine, it just silences it and it lets it ring through, and then yeah, it goes to voicemail.
I should just do that because I don't fucking need to
And if it is important, they're gonna leave a voicemail.
fax.
Like I enjoy the text message ones though too, because like I get a lot of those about like your DCU account, and I'm like, I don't have that bank. My
Yeah, I get
account's
some
fine.
random ones too from time to time. A
Sometimes
lot
I'm
of
an
them are
ass.
from
I'll fucking text him back. I'll be like, nice try, fuckface.
dude. The weird ones are like when I get random ones for like old like dispensaries or maybe like a delivery service I may have used one time, and then like they hit me up, and all of a sudden I opened it up. It's like 3 grams for this. I'm like, wait, who the fuck's texting me about weed? And then I like realized, oh shit, like they probably still got my fucking number on their registry or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Until you cancel it, you are mine.
Yeah, I always forget.
Yep. Yeah. Those kind of programs are nice until you stop going to those places. Then it's just annoying. And yeah, that's where some of these people are fucked up, and they make it like impossible for you to unsubscribe too. And you're like, I swear to God, why is this like pulling teeth to get off your fucking mailing list?
Yeah, it's like I don't want it no more. Just stop.
On the flip of that, I actually just got an email recently from a company that said that, hey, we noticed that you haven't opened any of our emails in a long time, so we're going to take you off our mailing list.
Yeah, I've had a few companies that do that, and then I've got a bunch, dude. The thing that cracks me up though is when I open up, because I have like 2 email accounts. I've got one like a business, like one that I keep like all of my more important sort of things in, and then I've got just like my junk one where I use to sign up for whatever bullshit, or if I need to put one. Why does every fucking website need to have a fucking account on fucking? I just want to buy shit. You know what I mean? I don't want an account. I don't want to put in, and I just want to grab my shit, go to cart, put in my card info, which I don't even really have to do because fucking Google does it for me. I don't want to have to put in all my fucking shit on your website, especially when it's on a site that I'm only going to order something from you one time.
Dude, I honestly like have like a burner email just for that shit. I
Well, I
never
know
even give a fuck.
that's what I have too, but like it's still fucking it irritates me. I
Oh,
just
it
want
is annoying. I no,
Yeah.
I
other than
actually
like,
started
that's
like,
why I just use
dude,
Amazon.
I was gonna say like I wish that there was
'Cause-
just an account that could be like cross all that shit. So
yeah.
like it's just you save that on your computer, and then whenever you get somewhere, it just auto fills and you just like put it whatever. I don't care. I'm using
Well,
this
my
account.
my computer auto fills a lot of shit
No, but
now
I sorry,
for me,
what
but
I should have said like it just pushes it through, like not
no,
auto
yeah, I
fills.
get
Like
you. But
you know
then
what I mean? It's
I get
like
all these bullshit emails that I don't need. But anyways, I get like all these emails from things that like I don't even. It's like how do they get my shit? You know what I mean? It's like how do like I get emails from like let's find an awkward one right here, just because I happen to have my email up at the moment. Um, let's find a fun one, like hearing aid advice or uh let's see, what's another funny one? Um, cabinet makeover? You need a cabinet makeover in your home? Or maybe a home meter change, for your gas meter. I get all these weird shit. Insulin pump lawsuit. I don't use insulin, nor do I have a pump.
Oh man. That's them
And that's not
selling
even
data.
that's not even the spam folder, bro.
Those are the ones that get filtered through. Oh no.
dude, I have so many emails. I actually thought that I had like an insane amount of emails, and I was like having a conversation with somebody. I think I can't remember where it was, but I was like, man, I got so many fucking emails. And they're like, oh, how many you got? I'm like, oh, dude, I have like 10,000
Oh,
unread emails, right? And like this person was like, I have like 37. I was like, what the
36,
fuck?
36, almost 37, bro.
Like,
In
what
my
are you
junk.
guys doing? Like, how do you have that many? I haven't fucking checked it in fucking years. You guys must like order more shit online, maybe or something. I don't know. I used to get so much like so now there's like some like vape companies that don't even exist anymore. So like they stopped emailing you. But I used
Yeah.
to get a lot. I would get like probably like 5 to 10 emails a
Oh
day.
yeah,
Be
that
like,
was part
hey,
of it
look,
too,
there's a
bro. I used to
sale.
sign
Oh.
up for subscriptions for newsletters on almost any site that I ordered from back in the day, depending on what it was, just because like, oh, that's how you get the deals. And now I wish I would have never done it on any of them because there was a point where I was trying to clear out this email. I'll be sitting here for days deleting emails, bro.
I got a pro tip for this one. You got to set up a filter that any email containing the word unsubscribe goes directly into the trash.
Oh yeah, my inbox is not filled with those. It's my junk email.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you do it this way, it immediately goes right into the trash instead of into the junk email,
Yeah, because like my
Oh,
normal
because it'll be
email,
in there for 2 weeks and then it
and then it
goes
gets
into the
emptied. Yep.
my normal email, I've only got like 200 and something things in there, but a lot of them are just, you know, important things that I've saved or emails of thumbnails for videos. So it's just like, oh, well, I'll just keep them in my email because that's just another placeholder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? They're always there. Cool. I'll just save them in there. So that's where a lot of those are. But my business one, I check it pretty frequently and delete all the fucking bullshit that I don't need in it and just keep the important stuff
See,
because
like
otherwise I'd never be able to find anything.
I have to maintain, like, as part one of my responsibilities in my job is to maintain the junk email that we have for the store, because there are important things that do end up in that email, and we would need somebody to, be on top of it and filter through and find those things when they come through, resumes, shit like that. So it is hell if you don't have control over an email like that. That's all I can tell you. I'll give you an update when I figure out how to have control over it.
Yeah, but dude, isn't that like so many things? There's so many
Oh
things
my
to look at.
god, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like that thing's generating several thousand emails a day because of some of the junk that's tied to it. So like I have to figure out how to like filter those to the trash immediately.
Do you know what
Um
like is like it's like one of those things that like I don't fully understand, but I know that there's obviously like a great level of value there. Is like those kind of campaigns, like dude, they fucking legit make money. Like it's the same idea as like those people who used to set up like calling machines. Like those actually did make money. Like so to me it's kind of one of those things I'm like, maybe I slept on some of these ideas. Like I should have done something about it, but like I also don't want to be that scammer, I
well,
guess.
I mean,
Not even a scammer, but just like that harasser
well, that's the thing, right? Is
involved in
like
it.
like I think it depends on the individual company's decision, right? Like I personally run one of those email campaigns as part of my job. And it is our feeling that we only want to do two a week because we don't want to be overly intrusive.
Yeah, like even dude, like this is like one thing that I'll say. So 2 a week honestly is too much for me, and I would start to get pissed personally. But that's me. I'm more of a fan of like a weekly or bi-weekly newsletter. And then in that newsletter, you have whatever sales. You know what I mean? But like I want like actual information, some good stuff. And I don't just need to be like, hey, we're having a sale on distillates. Or like, hey, come on in. Like, we got a deal and you get free stickers when you buy this cannabis. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. But if you tell me, this week, these are some of the streams we got in. Like, these are some of the progressions that we made at the store, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're gearing up for this season. But whatever, that kind of shit, and it's once a week, and like they throw in like a coupon code or like they whatever, anything, I don't care. Like if it's an online order, coupon code could be even 5%, that's fine, doesn't bother me. Or just good sales, that is like much more receptive to me. Like I'm way more receptive to that. If you're just like constantly hitting me up with shit, I'm not even opening up fucking one. But if I get one a week and I know there's some reading and some like actual shit that I can take away, yeah, for sure. Any place that does that, that to me is like that is my kind of marketing. Personally, that's what I like to get.
I can't say I disagree with that. Like it's super annoying when like you just open it and it's just like 27 things in the list.
Yeah, but not only that, man, it'll make you want to open it up. Like if I can learn something or it's like something interesting for me to actually like spend the 5-10 minutes to read, I'm more interested in opening that up. If I know it's just like a bunch of bullshit sales and like you're sending it to me 2-3 times a week, that's fucking way too much. Like I don't know how that kind that like I don't even know what that kind of marketing is, but I don't know how that's even productive. Like unless you're trying to like have like crypto get rich scams, like and just the amount of volume that you need is going to help you. That's like the only time I could see those working. Like it doesn't make. I'm never opening those things. Once a week newsletter, actual knowledge given. Yeah, I'll fucking open that. Might make me come in and buy something at your shop just because I respect the fucking information that you're giving me.
That's totally fair. You know, I don't read most of the ones I get, so like I get it. I know exactly where you're coming from. Like they just kind of like ant trash, ant trash, ant trash, ant trash. You know what I mean? Like I totally get where you're coming from. But every once in a while, like there's certain ones like I follow a journalist. He puts out a newsletter every few weeks. When I get that one, I make sure to open it up. So like I totally get where you're coming from on that. Uh, it's a very true statement. But shit, fellas, we are at the end of our time. Gina is telling me that the clock has run out. So I think it's time for us to say goodnight, say goodbye, say hasta la vista, or whatever it is in your preferred tongue. Uncle Chris, tell him what it is.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys as always. Of course, yeah, like I'm gonna encourage you guys, let's go check out our website. I still can't, say enough good things about it. It's an awesome fucking website. I think that you guys all should go check it out. Of course, you can do all the whatever you want. You can find out any information about the show, who we've had on the show, who we're linked to with the show, any of that shit. Check it out. On Tuesday nights, you can check me out on KBTV's YouTube channel for mixing it up. And as long as I don't get wrecked by work, I'm always there. And on Friday nights on Frames Ankle Vapor's YouTube channel, you can check us out in the green room. It's at 8 o'clock too, Eastern Standard Time. So come by, check that out. And I think that that's everything. So everybody be safe, have a good week, and live your best life. Frames.
Damn right. Of course, a shout out to all the Shedheads for all of your guys' continuous support. We love you guys, and we can't thank you guys enough. Tell your friends, tell your family, 5-star reviews on your podcasting platforms if you can, because it helps us out in the algorithms, helps us pop up, and hopefully it brings in some more Shedheads to tune in and hopefully enjoy as well as you guys do. So share it, let people know where we're at, all that good stuff. Chris already pretty much told you where else you can find us at. So I'm gonna end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes. Chris, pie fives, and don't forget to tell someone you love them, and a little dab or bag will do you. Sean.
Oh yeah. So my friends, one last time, if you head on over to that shedtimepodcast.com, there is a spot for signing up to Patreon. If you want to support what we do over here, get access to the video and other cool opportunities. Other than that, guys, we appreciate all of you out there listening. It really does mean the world to us, picks us up all the time. So with that, I'm going to end it like I always do. Don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is that you do, be sure to have some fun, because this is the Shed Time Podcast, and it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton at Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Pass the Dutchie on the left hand side.